Vulcan versus Matrin, the Division 2 League Finals. Matrin and Vulcan coming in here through a rough bracket, but they did it really good job in WARNO League Season 0 Division 2. Both of them will move on to next season's Division 1, but only one of them can take away the prize, as currently only the first place gets prize money. But the first place does get prize money, and that's thanks to you guys and your support via Matrin. Already up to $700 for the whole season. Obviously, most of it goes to the top players in Division 1, but a small prize pool will go to the players in Division 2 as well. If we go above $800, this would even increase a bit as well. Though I
what is even the biggest bomb in this?
wouldn't expect that today. And yeah, higher. Yeah, that's the next stretch goal, $800. But you can still make it a bit more via these little sponsor quests on the side, like Julian Kaiser, Infamous, and so on did, by visiting Matrin and just adding free prize money to the prize pool by visiting a website or two. You don't have to do any contracts here, especially on the visit website things here. You don't have to create an account, you don't have to buy anything on the website. You just have to go onto it and you instantly add 20 cents to the prize pool. Big thanks to everyone who contributed, especially big thanks to the people who contributed pretty good big sums themselves here, like Sinbad adding $315, Feta adding 52, Dev Mingler 50, Mukadi with the $40 and so on. Big shout out, but also big shout out to everyone who did add free prize money to the prize pool. Around $40 now added to the prize pool just by those things. So yeah, and I think we can make that more in the future, guys. Also, feel free to gamble your channel points away as we go back into the action now versus Matrin and Vulcan here in game number 1. You can't see the picks and bans. It's pretty standard bans. 39, third US ban, but they are pretty good on death row, so kind of makes sense. Vulcan banning them. Also, he's not the biggest fan. Map ban was chemicals, so we won't see chemicals in this series. All the other 5 maps we might see in this best of 5 as Matrin and Vulcan come in here. Yeah, Vulcan coming in here on the left side with 2 CVs from the get-go, bringing around the 79th Guards tank division, as Matrin on the right side brings around the 2nd Panzergrenadier division. So, interesting matchup. 2nd Panzergrenadier, a division that we see a couple of times, usually with pretty mixed results though. As we have some Eyehawks on the rear, couple of Martyrs coming around here. Martyr being the one really big reason to play this division. Great IOV, good autocannon, great frontal armor, can survive good amount of damage. Leo 2A3, also good vehicle. Coming in with a Leo 2A3 CV from the get-go is a risky business though. Tank CVs, a bit more efficient nowadays. They don't have the 100-point tax anymore. They only have an 80-point tax compared to their normal version, which makes them a solid bit more cost efficient and a slight bit less risky than before. Though I still would say the big ones like the Leo 2A3 still a bit too much of a target, but we will see how this all goes. And yeah, big thanks for the subscription there, missed you a lot. Yeah, we don't have a Fat Yukina in this. Not sure if there will be ever something similar. If we will ever get anything with like a B-52 bomber or something like that. Or the Russian equivalent. But hey, let's go. Yeah, we need a 1-year badge. I also have that figured out. As I realize, I will work on that. I have that planned for the weekend. Working on a 1-year badge. As the Redkas are coming up. Heal AR coming up. VulcanhDGaming moving in here as well. Meanwhile, in the north, Milan 2 rolling in here. Iltis coming in for the north. VulcanHDGaming, Aufklärer will run in here. So yeah, the VulcanHDGaming is one of the big advantages that the 2nd Panzergrenadier brings around. VulcanHDGaming can forward deploy. The Milan 2 VulcanHDGaming also nice way to zone out the enemy down in the south. Recon helicopter. VulcanHDGaming is going pretty far forward here, as both sides with relatively defensive deployment outside of that. The Fallschirmjäger Aufklärer not joining the Milan 2 here is a big mistake. Milan 2 most likely will lose that fight. Yeah, not protecting your Milan 2s with infantry, always a bit risky. As the Rajvedka might be able to kill them off. Okay, Rajvedka in the firefight with the Fallschirmjäger Aufklärer over here. Finally, now A-clicking the Milan. Getting 1 damage in. Most likely will be able to finish it off. Milan now in cover. But Rajvedka still on 4 hit points. Should be eventually taking them down. Milan, Mare 183 coming in the north. Milan should disengage even further, most likely. As the Rajvedka still on 4 hit points. Yeah, without any medium MG or so. Yeah, they take a while to kill off a Milan. Milan 2 over here. Trying to do some damage. Fallschirmjäger Aufklärer also not doing super much to the Rajvedka. Fallschirmjäger over here. Together with the M40A1. Holding the line nicely. Milan 2. Good spot. As the Leo 283 CV at least contests the middle. Vulcan still on a +2 though. Will go up to a +4 with the CV coming into the south. No CVs on the side for Matrin yet. Matrin seemingly a bit more aggressive as the BO goes down. Combat CVs like the Leo 283 only worthwhile if you actually also use them a bit as a combat CV. You obviously want to have them somewhat behind your other units, but still smoking them off here and just disengaging I don't think is the right way of dealing with it. Mada 183 is moving forward. BMP2 under fire. ATGM coming for it though and gets the kill there. But it's a good idea with the Carl Gustav trying to get the kill into the BMP2. Getting good damage in, but Marder 183 heavily damaged over here now. Panzergrenadier in the Marders have a bit of an issue with only having 6 hit points. They don't go down pretty quickly. BMP2 at least gets murdered by the Carl Gustavs. But the ATGMs come in for the tank over here. Artillery already on the battlefield here for Vulcan. Starting with 2 Akatsias. Okay, that's really expensive. That leaves his front line maybe a bit exposed, but the Marders... The Leo 283, I don't know why it's not supporting here. Like, if you already invest into this, not using it, major mistake in my eyes. Like, major mistake here in my eyes by Matrin. In this game number 1 of the WARNO League Division 2 finals. Leo 283 easily could overwhelm that Motostrelke BMP. CV gets the rear zone here. Bravo gets captured. Another one could move into the south. Transport with Panzer Fuchs Milan moving forward. Pioneer moving up here as well. Artillery hits the Milan too. Finally gets the kill there. I don't know why you would... Okay, that seems highly over-aggressive as well here. With the M40A1. Don't know why that would move in front of the Fallschirmjägers. Rajvedka should be able to get the kill there relatively soon. Keep on moving on top of it. Fallschirmjägers under artillery fire. And the Leo 283 just not engaging there is just such a waste of points. Like, that's 250 extra points over a normal CV that just don't do anything so far. Finally engaging against the UWATs and against some Motostrelke Medis, but they should have done more. Like, the reason you get a Leo 283 as leader is so that you can use the veterancy bonus closer to the front line. Like, right now, Fallschirmjäger is going up 1 level of veterancy, and you can get some kills. It's, as I say, still a bit questionable if they're really worthwhile, but if you don't use them, they're for sure not. So, yeah, finally getting some action out of it, but still a lot more action out of it to become really worthwhile. Needed. Fallschirmjäger Führer in the rear coming in. Motostrelke Medis will get the transport Panzer Fuchs over here. Pioneers versus Saperi. Solid engagement. Pioneers should win, as they have more hit points. Fallschirmjäger also helping out now. So the Saperi's starting to drop here. Su-25 cluster coming in. Coming in with a gun run here, I think. Yeah. But AA is around. Have to be careful with the Eyehawks. Yeah, Su-25 goes down. Tornado does seal the deal there. So not worthwhile there for Vulcan at all. That Su-25 run. Saperi's also on the heavy fire. Artillery coming in nicely on the Fallschirmjägers here. Fallschirmjägers dropping pretty low. The Akatsias for sure being worthwhile here so far for Vulcan. As the Pioneers run on top of the Saperis. Most likely will both be able to throw one TNT. Yeah, Pioneers taking some damage there as well, but the TNT does finish the Saperis off. Pioneers though not strong enough to push on their own now. Leo 185 disengaging over here. As a BMP-2. Oh, that is scary. BMP-2 rushing in the rear. Matrin does realize it though. Tries to move the Leo 181 into position. M110 in the rear has to be careful as well. Some form or shape of helicopter to at least get recon on top of it would be nice. Yeah, BO moving around, trying to get some line of sight. Then maybe you can use Alpha Jet also to finish it off before it can connect with your transport Panzer Fuchs. Fuchs has to be careful. BO not flying close enough here. And the BMP-2 most likely will connect. Oh, this is scary for Matrin. I don't know why he stops the hunt here now. BMP-2 is still alive. The Fuchs most likely will die. Oh boy. Vulcan holding the front line nicely. Akatsias in the rear currently stopped firing, but it's 3 by now. Okay, that's a bit overkill in my eyes. BO finally moving around again. Fuchs trying to disengage here. Not disengaging far enough though. Should try to run over here. BMP-2 running somewhat low on fuel now as it runs through the forest. But still no real hunt on top of this. I don't know why the BO flew to the north. I hope to find there. Okay, we'll now move to the south. Folks disengaging a bit further. Leo 181. Okay, it seems like Matrin will keep it alive. Got quite close there with the BMP though. Vulcan still hunting. Leo 181 should get the victory in the CQC scenario most likely though. As the BMP should be spotted by the BO now. Artillery going to hit the Motostrelki over here. From the other side, the Akatsias trying to hit the Leo 2A3s. Not quite connecting just yet. And the M110s getting good hits on the Saperis. Tornado coming around. I'm not 100% sure what for. As BMP-2 still alive. Will hit the BO. Will be able to kill it off eventually. And the Leo 1A1 has to keep on the hunt. Continues moving now. Trying to chase, but BMP-2 is disengaging. Got to kill him to the BO. BO got a bit close there. So that BMP-2 is more annoying than it ever should be. North infantry of Matrin is dead. Only the Milan here remaining. And that will get overrun now. More units being called in there for Matrin, but maybe a slight bit late. Yeah, some Jaegers and Leo 2A3 are scrambling to get the job done. Redvedka under fire here. Leo 2A3 leader taking 1 damage from the artillery. At least can survive artillery relatively nicely. Akatsias not quite on target just yet. BMP-2 still moving around. Milan 2 in the north gets killed. And more 10s will get the Redvedka killed. Good job there. Should be focused on moving afterwards though. Should be careful. Okay. As the BMP-2 did stop the Panzer Grenadiers over here. Leo 1A1 moving a bit out of position. BMP-2 still so annoying here. Matrin really not fighting it correctly in my eyes. Alpha Jet plus BO most likely would have done the job. And well, Tornado trying to find some E8s. But the big hunter is out now. MiG-31 gets the kill. Yeah, you can't use tornadoes like that against... You can't use tornadoes like that against 79. Eventually the MiG-31 will come around and will just punish you. And it just did. Big time. Tornado down. Not a cheap fighter. Biting the dust here. This annoying BMP-2 is still alive. Finally out of fuel. Yeah. Finally stuck there. Leo 2A3 moves into the center. But it forced a lot of these units to do some detours. and allowed Vulcan to move way deeper than he's supposed to ever do. Gepard over here, not sure what's your job. Gets killed off. Matrin in trouble. Spetsnaz GRU coming in into the center. Will unload there. Jäger Clevers and Pencil Courtiers sitting in the rear. M110s trying to destroy the building in the north. Not getting the kill there. Leo 283 rolling through the center. UWATs should get killed there. EMP2 still alive. But can be ignored there at this stage as it doesn't have good line of sight on anything. It would have moved slightly further south. It would actually be an annoyance for the southern resupply line. But this is currently pretty dangerous. Martyr 183 though. Gets some nice hits against the BMP 1P. Should be able to find the kill there. Oh, does miss a couple of shots. Gets hit by the ATGM. Unfortunate, but gets the kill in the end. Motostrike BMP being pushed back. Motostrike Medis and BMP 1P unloading over here as the Calco stuff. Panzer Grenadiers would have been really scary. They would have gotten a bit closer. Not quite connecting with the BMP, but at least catch the Motostrike Medis in the open, where the Calco stuff infantry should win for now. BTR, Saperi RPOs coming in though, and they will finish them off in a second. BMP2 finally gets finished off by the Leo 1A1. Finally gets killed off there. Spetsnaz GRU under fire by the Leo 2A3. And yeah, the smoking off over here now. Finally killed off in the forest. Lost its turret as well. Not sure quite where the turret did fly, but it did fly off. So yeah, Feta, that's to show for you that the Soviet units can also lose their turret. Counter battery now coming in. Akatsia did move. Okay, did move. Did move. No counter battery the other way around. MX-10, M110s did move a bit as well though. So artillery play here is nice. Leo 283 does continue moving. Yeah. Good movement there. Can tank one or two artillery hits. Doesn't want to stay in the artillery fire for too long though. 3 Akatsias can overwhelm the Leo 283 as well. But Leo 283 finally does some fighting. It finally does pay off here as a leader. Killing off some Saperis. Gets the kill there. Moves on forward. Motostrike Medis. Moving around here. Gets under fire now as well. TADUD on the other side though. So the Leo 283 is outclassed here. Needs to be careful. Doesn't want to get hit by that. Second TADU coming around as well. Vulcan putting up the pressure now. Over here and has the point advantage. And pushing through 79th in the late game is a really, really tough job. So let's see if Matrin can find an answer to this. As this won't be easy. Artillery getting some nice hits in over here. TADUD moving forward. Gepard having to disengage. Fallschirmjäger in a nice spot over here. As Panzerfaust 3. So the TADUD has to be careful. Yeah, side shots against the TADUD deal insane amount of damage. Panzerfaust 3, 21 damage. So against the side armor of a TADUD coming in with 7 damage. And the Leo 283 can finish it off easily. So have to be careful around them. One of the reasons why the Fallschirmjägers are a really nice unit for this division. Pioneers moving forward as well. Whilst M110s in the rear. Still keep up firing onto the TADUs. TADU getting heavily damaged. M110 can finish them off relatively quickly. Down to 3 hit points. The salvo might be enough to finish the first tank here. No, not quite. But getting good damage in. TADU UD taking light damage, but the TADU for sure needs heavy repairs now. M110's absolutely scary. Saperi moving around here. There's a couple more Milan 2s coming in here. Helpful against the TADU as well. Pioneers moving forward in the north. And both sides really using the artillery efficiently right now. Both sides artilleries did a good job so far. Akatsias coming in now for the Fallschirmjägers here. One firing directly on it, one firing behind it. Interesting play. So to prevent the Fallschirmjägers from being able to just run out of it. Good mind games here from Vulcan. Fallschirmjägers making a good amount of damage there. Akatsias not quite with the hit they want just yet, but they might be able to connect in time anyways. Fallschirmjägers moving slightly forward though, not backwards, so Akatsias not quite able to finish it off. M110s here though with heavy suppression damage in the north and good amount of damage as well. Not quite the direct damage they want, but allowing the other units here now to inflict the finishing blows without having to worry too much about getting damaged back. As these units are heavily pinned down. One of the Akatsias, it seems, of Vulcan was also firing on this spot. Bit of a misfire there. Friendly fire there from Vulcan on his own infantry. Allowing matrin to get a solid advantage here in the north. No TADUs around there just yet. Okay, one coming up from the side here. TADU and UD at least repaired in the south. So Perry trying to push in deep here, but no anti-tank on it, and it will get killed off by the Pioneers and the Transport Panzerfuchs and the Leo 2A3 here. Should fall in a second or so. Fallschirmjäger still around. The Milan 2s though, both being killed off already. Leo 1A5 under fire by the ATGM. Won't get hit. EMP 1P gets killed off here. Fallschirmjägers moving forward in the north. EDUD did shift around. Otherwise, that could have been it could have ended deadly for the EDUD if it would have driven this road. Two Fallschirmjägers with Panzerfaust 3s could have done the job there. Pioneers struggling a bit against the BTR. More Pioneers coming in, and as eager Aufklärers are in the fire. Issue of all the Western European nations is that they don't have any infantry ATGMs. So no Fallschirmjäger with any dragons or medis or something like that on the Western German infantry. Only the Americans and the pact nations have that, which is quite a bit of a nuisance. But yeah, having only Pioneers over here is also a bit of a mistake in my eyes by Madrid. Jäger off there is finally something with a Panzerfaust 44 at least. As BMP2 goes down over here. Leo 2A3 needs to retreat in the north. TADUD is around. Leo 1A5 needs to be really careful there. TADUD outclasses them big time. Plane gets shut down over here. Cluster bomber that tried to kill off the TADUD. Not able to find the kill though. Good micro there from Vulcan. Does dodge it. Pioneers under fire. And four big tanks already in the front line. 3 TADUDs, 1 TADU. This is starting to get pretty dicey here for Matrin. Another TADUD coming up here for Vulcan. Did a slow build up and is now in a pretty good position. Leo 1A5, Leo 2A3 moving up. TADUD under fire. Nice side shot here from the Leo 1A5. Leo 2A3 should be able to help out. Finishing off the first TADUD. Good micro there. That's how you deal with them. Force them to open up their side shot as the medis here trying to get the Leo 1A5. Leo 1A5 not great at tanking. Good at damage dealing for 100 points. Not great at tanking. Great accuracy on its gun. Solid amount of damage on the gun as well, but gets the stun here last second. As every medis hit here does a hell of a lot of damage, so 6 damage per medis hit. There's the Motorcycle medis here. Now under fire by the Pioneers. More Martyrs coming up. Another Leo 2A3 coming up. On the other side, 1 TADUD. But the other 3 remain in the south. TDU died to the artillery this time around, I think. At least it is dead. I guess it was the artillery again. M110s now silent. The Akatsias from the other side get the Fallschirmjägers this time around. Leo 1A5 and Leo 2A3s moving forward. TADUD on the way. Martyrs, heavy push now. This could be a really important push here for Matrin. TADUD from the center though, can fire there. Has a reflex ATGM that can be dangerous for the Leos as well. And TADUD here only being in front of the Leopard 1A5. Leo 1A5 gets hit by the ATGM of the TADUD. Down to 1 hit point. Yeah, 21 damage. Really, really scary. Fallschirmjägers in the north. A bit overextending as well in general. Matrin maybe a bit overeager here with this push. Loses another martyr to the T80UD. The T80UD here coming in super clutch for Vulcan. And holding the line like an absolute champ. At least the Leo 283s won't get wasted just yet. But Matrin needs to reinvest in here in the north now. Needs to wait. Needs to get a new setup. And that gives Vulcan the time to re-strengthen the front line here. Leo 283 in a 1v1 versus T80UD. Not what it wants to be in. T80UD gets the penetration and 4 damage. Other side only 3 damage from the Leo 283. Leo 283 at least gets missed by the T80UD this time around. T80UD goes down to 1 hit point. Good smoke here from Vulcan though. Tornado cluster not finding any connection. T80UD will escape with 1 hit point. Leos need repairs. That's another T80BV comes up to support. More Jaegers coming up in the north. Another Leo 283 Tornado cluster. Might be able to find a kill here. T80UD slowed down and drives directly into it. A lot of AA in the rear though. Fully wrong turn there to the left side. With a turn to the north, it most likely would have gone down still, as these two OSAs for sure would have gotten the shot anyways. But the turn into the center, always the wrong mistake. You always want to turn off to the side of the map usually. Like in 80% of the cases, you should micro your plane so that it turns to the side of the map instead of to the center of the map, where usually the most AA concentration is. TDBV gets hit heavily by the cluster as well, down to 1 hit point. Leo 283 needs some repairs. There's a lot of T62s running. A singular Leo 283 this close in the forest won't stand a chance. Needs to disengage there. Fallschirmjäger is coming around. Fallschirmjäger obviously dangerous for T62s, but 4 of them still should be able to overwhelm these units most likely if they move correctly. And they seem to do so. SU-25 coming in with an ATGM, gets the first one. Oh, gets another shot off, gets another one. Can it get it? Oh my goodness! SU-25 with the trip. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, this was supposed to be Matrin's way to victory. And now it's all gone. SU-25 with the triple kill here. AA is slight bit too far in the rear. iHawks get the kill in the end. But Smoke's coming off a bit slowly. And the SU-25 with the triple kill here on the Leo 283s. Absolute devastation. This might be it. Like, Matrin is down to no Leo 283s. You don't get any more. You only get 1 card in 2nd Panzer Grenadiers. And the Leo 283s are your competitive tank here in this matchup. Like, the Leo 185s are nice as flankers. They are good against the T62s, but you just don't have anything against the T80BVs and T80UDs on the ground now anymore. You have a couple of cluster bombers, but those died already. Like, yeah, you just can't stop the T80BVs now. The Milan 2s of his are dead. T80UDs and T80BVs are now just unstoppable beasts. Artillery still flying around all over the board. Like, artillery can be nice against the T62s and so on as well. Gets a couple of nice hits here up in the north. M110s are great, but as long as Vulcan keeps his T80s moving, he should be fine. T62s are all dying in the north. Like, if he would have lost only 1 Leo 283s, maybe there would be hope, but all 3 is just... Oh no. Oh no. That was good micro beforehand there, but yeah, that SU-25 was clutch. That SU-25 was absolutely clutch. And more 10s now coming around for the Conquerors. Anya's trying to move forward. Conquerors under fire, Gepard moving up. Well, his martyrs were a bit overextending. That's why Matrin doesn't have any martyrs left. And I don't think Leo 185 and Leo 181 spam is a great tactic against 79th. TD-BVs, TD-UDs counter that pretty hard. Gepard here under fire. I think the strategy was not a bad one here up in the north. But yeah, one SU-25 completely shredded it. And a couple of overextension before that made it quite hard as well. Oh boy. A couple more Leo 181s coming in. Artillery still doing great here. TD-UDs of Vulcan maybe a bit too static. Artillery now coming in for the TADBV here as well. Yeah, maybe a bit static with the tanks. The M110s of Matrin here really kept it in the game till now, and they are still continuously trying to do so now. I mean, it's still 13 minutes, but it's plus 500 points for Vulcan. Like, if it would be the other way around, if it would be Matrin with the point advantage, I would say, yeah, defending against the TADBVs and TDUDs is doable, but pushing into them with the current forces you have available seems just pretty impossible. TADBV here getting hit relatively hard, but doesn't get finished off. And should be out of it now. Okay, one more damage there. Supply truck is still around, still has a good amount of supplies. So TADBV won't be finished off. Another TADBV coming in the north. Leo 1A1s rolling in the numbers. But, oh boy. That SU-25 really so clutch. Huh? Like, maybe trying to snipe CVs is now the way to go. Okay, the M110's now trying to allow for a push on the south. I guess that's the one place where you still have an okay chance with martyrs, with infantry. Enemy heavy tanks not as strong over here. Artillery helping out big time. But it's fucking not quite going down, but being close to it. Might fall to the last shot here. Nope. We'll be able to crawl away. 110. Okay, one shot still coming out. But the Motherstruckers are way there now. One of the M110s out of supply. Now positioning as a resupply helicopter is coming in. Good old CH-53G landing around here now. To allow these artillery pieces to get resupplied. M110, big guns. Ooh, that was a bit deep in the ground, my friend. Muddy terrain there, it seems. Low. As the Leo 1A1s keep to the forest. That's an okay combat ground for them against the TADs and so on. They still need massive numbers though to do anything there. Remaining Leo 2A3 around. Outclasses the TADBV, but it's the last one around. And only 11 minutes here now for Matrin to get a point onto the scoreboard. Finding the Saperi Commodity would be nice. Is that what he's shooting at now? No. Like, I feel like maybe trying to artillery enemy CVs is the way to go now. But now he tries it with combat though. The ADBVs got spotted up here. Fallschirmjäger Aufklärers, they're in a nice spot. Watching down the alley. The ADBV getting hit pretty hard. Pretty stunned, so moving away is not easy for them. SU-25 cluster gets both Leos in the north though. Will get killed off afterwards by the Gepard. ADBV here, one goes down. Second one in trouble. Oh, moving the wrong way, my friend. Moving directly into where you're getting shot. But might survive. Next one under fire in the north, but that one's still moving. This one is down to 1 hit point. Leos. Only one Leo 2A3 around. Like, this M110 artillery fire off Matrin is insane. Vulcan with good artillery fire at the beginning. Since then it has dropped down a bit. Still helpful, but not quite as strong as the one of his opponent. Oh, Panzergrenadiers messing up their shot. Not quite getting the connection. Saperi Commodity around here in the south. Artillery coming in here in the north against the TADBVs. Landing a bit behind it. Though, not getting any connection. And still 3 TADBVs up there. Still the TDUD and the TADBV over here. It's only one Leo 2A3. And that's the CV, so you don't want to risk that. 10 minutes remaining. Matrin not fully out of it, thanks to his M110s. M110s getting way more kills than I would have expected, but great usage out of them in general. Jaegers in the north under fire. Under heavy pressure, MT coming around. Artillery shredding another building here. No counter battery from Vulcan. Hawk sitting in the rear. Chilling out there. And 110s. Not getting a kill yet. Leo 2A3. With TADBV, good engagement here, but another TADBV comes around. Leo 283 shouldn't take it 1 versus 3. Should smoke off there, doesn't do so though. And that should be the end of it. Oh wow, okay, really survives longer than expected, but goes down here in the end. And that's no Leo 283 anymore. Jaeger's trying to push himself, no CV around here. Very Camaraderie did switch buildings. Ammo hard 10s, what are you doing this time? Keep on firing non-stop. Mortal Strelky Medis and BMP 1Ps getting shredded here. Yeah, these ammo hard 10s getting so much stuff. S25 AT moving around. Tornado will get the kill there, but MiG-31 should be around on the other side. Okay, Vulcan really slow on reacting there. Tornado will get out alive. Most likely. MiG-31 trying to come in. Okay, it gets a missile off. Doesn't get a connection though. And flies the wrong way to get the other ones in target. So Matrin will get his tornado off. Might come around one more time with it, but the south under heavy artillery fire. Okay, artillery fire of Vulcan stopping any push there. T-80 BVs holding the north nicely. And Panzer Grenadiers coming in. Thanks for the raid, El Bowser. That's also, yeah. El Bowser. How did it go with Delhi in Hearts of Iron 4? As we're looking into some MOR tents, trying to make everything work for Matrin now. As his Leo 283s got shredded in the north. Second Panzer Grenadier doesn't have more Leos, and Vulcan here in the finals of WARNO League Division 2, sitting on a lovely amount of TADBVs, holding the line, has the 500 point advantage, 7 minutes remaining, and Matrin is kind of stuck here now. Has one Leo 283 left, but that's his CV in the center. Can move it a bit more aggressively now, has a second CV in here, I guess that's the plan, but needs artillery support for it. TADUD outclasses it, so if you want to push into the center, he needs to build up a bit more. That's his attempt here, I guess. That's why the Leo 1A1s come around. That's what the mortars are moving in for. But Vulcan got a good amount of reinforcements now in here in the south. Artillery flying around everywhere as well. Both sides using their artillery pretty nicely. Especially the M110s on the side of Matrin, but losing the Leo 283s in the north due to the slow smoke reaction and low AA was a bit tough there. T-62s coming in. Tornado this time. Oof! Remains alive as well. And yeah, hello everyone over there from Mr. Bowser's stream. Hope you had a great time. Hope Italy did its duty there. Well, how's the new Italian focus tree? Did you stay historically? Or what kind of wild shenanigans did you do in Hearts of Iron? T-62 is here under fire. Leo 1A1 coming in here. Matrin really under pressure. Only 5 minutes remaining. Ooh, push the CV here and here out. Oh no, the Leo 283 CV moved around here. TADUD getting some nice shots onto these Panzer Grenadiers. Leo 283 on its own can't do anything about it. Has to wait for the MOR-10s to connect. Leo 1A1 a bit out in the open. Not the greatest tank for engagements like this. Great ambush tank. And good tank to deal with enemy IRVs and APCs. Not so great in long drawn out fights against other tanks. Artillery coming in nicely on the TADUD though. That might die here now. MOR-10s getting a nice first salvo in. Doing a stress out. Doing a good amount of damage as well. TADUD has to be careful. As the Leo 283 now can move forward. TADUD heavily stressed out. And heavily damaged. Gets routed actually. Leo 283 doesn't fully engage it though. Engages onto the Motstrelkies in the south instead. And Vulcan uses the opportunity for counterattack here. Saperi Apio moving in numbers. Fuchs, Führer actually can't get killed by them though. Only Saperi Apios. Leo 1A5s might want to scramble to get the kill there. Leo 2A3 moving around. Oh, SU-25 cluster though. iHawk, can you connect twice before that can come around? Yes, you can! Oh my god, clutch kill here. Only 4 minutes remaining for Matrin, but Matrin now in a position that can be winnable. T-62 gets penetrated by the Leo 2A3. Tornado coming around. CV here will stay alive. The Fuchs, that is. Leo 1A1s maybe should take care of the Saperi RPO. CV over here does die. But you have a CV with the Leo 2A3 that could push in here. Southern zone really open now. T62 from over here maybe should come around to try to get a side shot. Leo 1A1's coming forward. Ah, Leo 2A3 gets a side shot from the Medi CV. That's not what you want. Needs to be really careful with this. Ooh, gets hit another time. Loses another hit point. Gets the stun down onto the Motostoki Medis. Gets the kill off though. But EDUD still around with 3 hit points. Will move forward now. Oh, Rajvetka coming around as well. Leo 1A5's getting heavily hit. TADUD is up here now. Can the Leo 1A5 get the kill there? No, TADUD will finish them off. Ooh, it's super clutch here now in the south. MiG-31's coming around in numbers. But iHawks might be able to get the connection there. Yeah, iHawk and Tornado get the kill onto the MiG-31. Going a bit too deep, but only 3 minutes remaining now, and I guess that's it. You would need a +4, a +5 by this point. Maybe trying to go for a snipe for the CVs now is the way to go here. With the artillery. Artillery not firing at the moment though. Only 3 hits and 3 shots remaining. Would need a resupply here. Can't really afford it though. Fallschirmjägers under fire by the Saperi RPO. Vulcan on a good way to victory here. As the Tornado F3 flies around. The Leo 2A3 in the front though went down. Motostrelki with the RPG get the next Leo 1A5 as well. And this is it. Vulcan will win game number 1 in this best of 5 in the finals of Division 2. And Matrin will have to bring it around next game. Though it looks like a close finals. Like, yeah, Vulcan had the lead early on and was able to keep it around here for now, but the Leo 2A3 movement in the north was great. The artillery play of Matrin really, really strong. It's just that slight bit better of that of Vulcan's. Vulcan a bit idle with his tanks, keeping them around a bit too many times. Though, pretty strong player with these big boy tank divisions. Big boy tank divisions in WARNO, a good bit more playable than big boy tank divisions in Steel Division. TADBV here under heavy fire, down to 2 hit points. Will get slapped here. M110 gets the kill onto the TADBV, but it won't matter. Meanwhile, Buratino in the south might even get the Fuchs here. Yeah, okay. So Vulcan will even get a tick here in the end once more. 1 minute 20 remaining. And this would be the moment to tap out for Matrin. But Matrin, not a person to tap out. He plays it to the bitter end every time. As Jäger CV comes in here, but it won't get anywhere. It won't get anywhere. +2 now for Vulcan. Saperi Comrade here in the middle might actually even get pushed out for a while. TADUD trying to scramble there. Fence Grenadier won't deal much damage against that, but can whittle it down over time. And it's just not enough time. 50 seconds. Great game here, yeah. Great game, number 1. Fallschirmjäger versus Saperi Comrade. I'm really excited for this series now. Matrin versus Vulcan seems to be a worthy final. TADUD actually goes down here in the end. Matrin versus Vulcan might be a really close KD here in the end. And I want to see the kill list of the M110s. Like, those things. Oh boy. They were for sure the MVPs on the side of Matrin. On the other side, I don't think they were a classic MVP unit. I think Vulcan's units spread out the kills pretty nicely. But he just did a pretty good line play on holding the line. Did a good amount of aggression over here. His one northern move did get crushed, but in the end here, good movement as well. Nice counter push, realizing the time is right. And gets a W here. So, GGVP, Vulcan, 8,500 kills to 7,300 for Matrin, okay. Akatsias, as you can see, didn't do half bad either. The Milan 2 kills at the beginning, really important. Afterwards, in the mid-game, they fell off a bit. As you can see, the third one only getting a couple of kills there. Not too impressive. TADUD though, holding the line nicely. That one in the north was super clutch for holding that one push of Matrin. Whilst on the other side, yeah. Yeah, the artillery did slap. Getting 4 TADs. 2 T80Us, 2 T80 BVs, getting a good amount of infantry units, like 7 or so infantry units. And on the other side, well, the SU-25s. I mean, yeah, that SU-25, right? The SU-25 that killed off the 3 Leo 283s, right? That was the MVP, right? That destroyed all hopes of a northern victory for matrin. And at that moment, it looked pretty bleak. Yeah, not smoking off Teeth's second and third Leo 283 was a big mistake there from matrin. Still got the SU-25 on return, but this still dealt a good bit more damage here. Oh boy. Yeah, that was very impressive. Great kills by the M110s. And a bit of a mistake there by Vulcan not moving his units against him often enough.